Talking Shirts is presented in partnership with White Oak Cottage. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Welcome to episode 96 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull KR Shirts, and today we're going to take a look at the 2023 Queensland alternate shirt. Beautiful, isn't it? So 2023, we was absolutely blessed with three wonderful kits. The two alternates especially, absolutely beautiful. You might remember back to late 2022 where I actually covered this shirt but in replica form when I showed you the one that I have where I had Mike Smith name printed to the back of that shirt. Obviously you can go back and have a little bit of look at that shirt. Like I said, I got real excited. I don't normally cover replica shirts, but it was really important for me to get that one out because there was some wonderful stories behind it. And now 12 months later we have got a couple of match worn shirts within the collection. So this one was issued to Kane Linnett for one of the trips to France during the 2023 season. How I know that, I will explain in due course, because there's a nice little intricacy to the shirt, which not too many of these shirts will come out with. So yeah, the Queensland alternate shirt. We actually wore it 4 times during the 2023 season. We played 4, won 1, lost 3. I think people was thinking it might start to be a little bit of an unlucky shirt until we wore it in the retro round against Catalans Dragons at Craven Park, where we actually won in this shirt. The club do actually have quite a good record of playing in alternate shirts at Craven Park and winning. Some of the more memorable games over the years, we had Castleford Tigers when we played in the Poppy shirt during that 2019 season. And I'm sure that supporters will fondly remember the victory over St Helens in 2015 when we wore the City of Culture shirt. So yeah, we do have quite a few memorable games playing in alternate kits at Craven Park and coming out on the winning side. So yeah, as I say, this shirt, we wore it twice in France. The third game was against St Helens, but the 2 games that we played in France, we did lose both of them. The first one was 26-12 and the second one was 38-4. Now the first one, Willie Peters spoke quite fondly of, and he spoke about how even though we came out on the losing side, the passion, the desire, the drive that the side showed him that he had a really good group of players. And I think it's safe to say that come the end of the 2023 season, we was all seeing the exact same thing that Willie Peters was. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the shirt. So it's a maroon and gold shirt. The design of the shirt is a shirt that we have used quite a lot. You know, the shirt with a band going through the middle. It's our iconic design. We're going to see it again in 2024 on the home shirt. Absolutely brilliant. I'm sure the supporters are absolutely over the moon about that. But the colours are something that the Robins have never used before. Now, the idea came from when the club defeated Queensland in 1983. So it's the 40-year anniversary of that game. So the club have adopted the Queensland colours for an alternate shirt by using a style and a design that Hull KR are synonymous with. For me, it is the perfect concoction to produce a one-off shirt just like this. So as we look at it now, it's maroon. All of the branding and the detailing is in gold, apart from the connection, which is in maroon, because that is in the gold band, so that has been flipped. But it is just in those monotone 2 colours, which are absolutely brilliant. They work so well together. Everything on the shirt is dye sublimated, IRS, Aspire Academy, manufacturer, maker marker, Oxen, and then the Hull KR Club crest, and then the Connexen branding on the front there. We have got the usual Oxen gel grip patch shaped X on the front there to support players with the catching of the ball on the front, and we've also got the reinforced stitching in the front of this neckline here, which did stop that shirt ripping down the front there. As we now start taking a look at this left sleeve, you can see here that we have got the University of Hull branding that has been heat applied into the shirt. Now what makes me feel like this shirt hasn't been worn is because there is a crease in the shirt where the heat applied branding has been applied. Now if Kane had put his arm into the shirt, or even if it had been worn during the game, I'm pretty certain that this would have probably have ripped. I could probably just pull it and it would rip, but obviously that's not what I'm about, so I'll leave that intact for as long as I can. Just above there we have got the RFS sponsorship. Those guys featured for the first time on a playing shirt during the 2023 season. They are back again for 2024. So yeah, brilliant, Mark. Great there that you've managed to retain your position on the shirts for the 2024 season. That's Richardson's Foods and Safety Consulting Limited. And then just above that, we've got the number 83. So that number 83 has been dye sublimated into the shirt because during the fixture between Hull KR and Queensland in 1983, the Queensland squad actually had their squad numbers on the sleeves. Now, obviously, we've got plenty of sponsors going onto those sleeves. So the idea has been to include the number 83 to signify the year that the game was played, but just have that kind of higher up on the shoulder, which I think is a wonderful addition to the shirt. As we take a look around the other sleeve, slip the mannequin round. On this side, we find the Super League patch. Now, you'll notice that this doesn't say Betfred Super League, this just says Super League. So these are the competition patches that the club use when they go to France. Now, because this shirt, on the first 2 occasions that it was worn, were both in France, I think Bonesy will have been absolutely over the moon that he won't have had to have done a shirt, then amend it, then do it, then amend it for those 2 fixtures. He was able to, first off, apply one of these Super League patches and then not worry about it for months, which I'm sure was an absolute blessing for Bones during that 2023 season. So yeah, these are what we know as the France Super League competition patches without the Betfred on there due to gambling laws and advertising in France. And just above that, we have got Easy Buy. Again, that has been dye sublimated into the shirt and is in the colourway gold. And then just above that, we have the number 83. So, we've seen the front and we've seen the sides. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, and then I'll be back and we'll have a little bit of a word about Kane Linnett.
White Oak Cottage is a 2-bedroom luxury holiday cottage set in the stunning Lincolnshire Wolds. It has 2 ensuite bedrooms, a hot tub, wood burner, Wi-Fi, electric vehicle charger, and is pet friendly. It is ideally situated in the Wolds, yet only 15 miles from the coast and 25 miles from the historic city of Lincoln. For more information, visit whiteoakcottage.co.uk.
Welcome back to part 2 of episode 96 of Talking Shirts. Before the break, we was having a tour of Kane Linnett's 2023 Queensland alternate shirt, and now we are going to take a look at the back. So the back of the shirt here, as you can see, that maroon colourway continues, that solo colour that features across the design of the back of the shirt. And then we have got the Robin icon, Harrison, Solway and Higher Base, who all feature in gold. Again, absolutely brilliant work from the sponsors. Every single one of them across this shirt has allowed their colourway to change to support the design elements of this shirt, which for me is absolutely fantastic. I say thank you once, I say thank you twice, I say thank you always. Thank you very much to those brand partners for allowing our shirts to look as wonderful as they do. So as you can see here, this shirt has got Linnett and the number 12 heat applied to the back. That has been applied in the regulated font and number that is supplied to the clubs by the Super League. And yeah, I mean, what can we say about Kane Linnett? Absolutely wonderful player. It's a shame that Kane has decided to retire ahead of the 2024 season. We all thought we were going to get one more year of the big red machine, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. And 2023 was his last game. The biggest shame is probably that Kane doesn't get that send-off that Sean Kenny-Dowell got and that other players got who left the club at the end of that 2023 season. So Kane, thank you very much for all of your efforts during your time in East Hull. We have really appreciated everything that you have done for the club. When you think about that deadly left edge of Ryan Hall, Sean Kenny-Dowell, Kane Linnett, Jordan Abdul that we had from 2021 through to 2023, you know, it was always going to have a little bit of a fracture in it during the 2024 season with no Sean Kenny-Dowell, but now obviously we're going to have another sort of big hole to fill, some big boots, but I'm sure that we've got plenty of lads at the club who are ready to and willing to step up to fill this second row spot on the left edge. So yeah, Linnett, he made over 100 appearances for Hull KR. He managed to pass that during the 2023 season. Obviously, he signed in 2019, so he's been with the club for quite a while now. Probably one of the longest standing players. You could maybe even argue that he is the longest standing player. Obviously, Jordan Abdul did play for the club in 2017, but he has had broken service during his tenure at the Robins. So yeah, you know, we've got Linnett and the number 12 both in gold. I think it was really important that the club was able to use the gold lettering and numbering for these shirts. When you think about the Boilermaker shirt that we had in 2022, how good that looked with gold, and obviously the gold elements of this shirt as well really do just add to that design, and I think it really does just finish that shirt off nicely. So yeah, that's been your tour around this 2023 Queensland alternate shirt. as I've said, it's an absolutely beautiful shirt. I personally prefer the diamond. Probably always have, probably always will. But it still doesn't take anything away from how beautiful this shirt is. It's something that it was an idea that the club had along with Oxen. And I think it was a fantastic one, because if we didn't do it in 2023, we would have had to have waited until 2033, and who knows what's going to happen between now and then. So getting it out for the 40th anniversary was a really smart move from the club, and one that they should be commended for, because the training wear range that accompanied it was absolutely beautiful too. So that's everything for this episode, number 96. We're really on that home straight now as we're heading for episode number 100. As I've said, I've got some really, really special shirts to bring you. Episode 97 is going to feature the oldest shirt in Hulk IR Shirts collection. So it's a really, really good, it's a grail of a shirt, something from the 1970s, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you about that in episode 97. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check back, or even have a look in the archive, some of the old episodes as well. There's a wonderful array of shirts that I've covered now, as I say, as we're on that march to episode 100. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.